Welcome back. This is Creedence and Bishop Show, broadcasted live across the C&B radio networks. Don't forget Sundays. I believe it's is it 1 to 5? Is it 1 to 5?
Yeah, on
I think so.
On what is it?
On Crash Planet Talk Radio.
I can't remember
Crash Planet Radio.
Any of these radio stations.
.com. I'm going to tattoo those on the back of your hand so you know.
The only one I can remember is the one that doesn't have the word rock in it.
Oh yeah, which one is that?
Nagoya Radio.
Yeah,
That's
you
right.
just remember that one because
I want to move to Japan.
Right, of course. You go to Japan. Big Clay's going to Alaska. He's got his place all set up, and ready to go.
If I could just move to Japan, I think it'd be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
There's a lot of loose women for Americans.
I love watching. By the way, Bishop is frantically trying to.
Bishop is pulling a Mikey.
Yes.
Bishop is going all Mikey over there.
No, he hasn't gotten pissed off yet. He's just embarrassed that he can't dial the phone properly. Rock Def Radio, WRDR in Jersey. Classic Hard Rock Radio.
I can hear him. I can hear John all the way over here, by the way.
That's funny. Listen to him. He's a true professional.
Bishop, the producer.
Classic rockhardradio.com, Crash Planet Talk Radio, which we talked about in Nagoya. And new, by the way, in Jersey, WPNT 95.7, The Panther, on Wednesdays at 1 p.m. That's in the great state of Georgia.
Not the country.
Not the country of Georgia, no?
Just the state of Georgia.
Okay. All right, I see.
You can catch us there.
Bishop, do we have them?
Yeah.
You sure, Bishop?
You sure? Did you dial the right number this time, Bishop?
I did.
Last time Bishop got some old lady.
Oh, good. Oh, did you?
She was pissed.
That's nice. Ladies and gentlemen, we welcome to the show for the very first time Mr. John Dunsworth, a.k.a. Jim Lahey. How are you, sir? Welcome to the show.
Thank you so much.
Good deal. Hey, thank you so much for coming on. We're huge fans.
Creed's way too big of a fan. He's too excited that you're coming on.
No, I am. One of the most exciting interviews I've been looking for an entire week now since it was booked. So we appreciate you coming on. What's going on? We have a lot of catching up to do.
Well, we're in the middle of, we're almost finished Trailer Park Boys 3.
Wow. So the third movie now. I keep up with the Facebook stuff and what's going on. Not a lot of information about this movie. Are you guys doing that on purpose by any chance?
Well, Mike Clattenburg, the director, likes to think that it will be a surprise.
Yeah. Well, it will be. I mean, you know, it's as a fan, I can't wait for it. I mean, we're looking at, was it in fall of 2014, was it? Possibly.
The release?
Yeah.
I have no idea. I don't think it'll take that long.
No. I know there was a lot of... Go
it's
ahead.
the funniest one yet, for my money.
No kidding. God, I can't wait.
Yeah. It's Mike's on top of his game. The script is great. I get some wonderful stuff to do.
I'm sure you do. I'm sure. I can only imagine.
John, we always wonder, like, in the TV show and everything, like, how much is scripted, though, and how much is just improv and just off the cuff?
Well, this movie has a little bit more improv in it than other days. We always did certain percentage. The script is written and then rewritten and then rewritten, and then we rehearse, and then we shoot it, and if there's time, Mike will say, okay, guys, you know what the scene's like, go for it.
Now, also, like, with so many funny guys on the set and everything, how many times do you just bust someone up, like, they just, lose their self just laughing at you being Mr. Lahey or people laughing at Bubbles and everything like that? Like, how often does that happen?
I don't break up very often. I can break Bubbles up if I get really in close to his glasses and he can see my face. Mike Clattenburg picks up all the time, but he keeps himself away from the center of the action, and he's able to snicker, snort, and guffaw. And there's a lot of really hilarious stuff goes on, and I have to say that he's thrilled. He can't wait to cut it together.
Oh, yeah, we can't wait either, man. I mean, it's all the fans, worldwide have been waiting for the release of this and this getting done. And, Does that amaze you? I mean, I know you guys, of course, are huge in Canada, and you're huge in America, but like just how like worldwide you guys are just a success. I mean, does that sometimes just you step back from it and you look and you're like, I can't believe that these characters have just got a life of their own,
Well, ever since the very beginning of Trailer Park Boys, which is, I don't know, in the 90s, when I started working with my life has been just unbelievably wonderful. I mean, I have hobbies and I have a family, and I travel a lot. Randy and I do touring. I did another series in January, and then Randy and I went out for about 50 days and did 40 shows. And then we started shooting Trailer Park, and then I get to go and shoot Haven, which is Sci-Fi Network of the States, and this is our 4th year for that. And I mean, I just count my lucky stars.
Now, when you're out on the road with Randy, Mr. Lahey, what's some of the things that happen when you're out on the road?
You talking to Mr. Lahey, are you?
Yes. Yeah, Lahey. What's some things that happen?
Free liquor. You never have to buy a drop when you're on the road. I always take an empty flask with me and then surreptitiously pour in my doubles.
Oh, God. One thing that...
Yeah, every once in a while, Randy disappears for an hour or so, and he comes back with a whole bunch of Burger King coupons.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, Randy's, he could suck the chrome off a trailer hitch.
Now, a lot of people have asked, Mr. Lahey, like, what you and Randy's real relationship is, because this always seems a little... Well, go ahead, I'm sorry.
That's okay. Batman and Robin comes to mind. But Randy and I have what you call a platonic relationship, but he inspires me to be creative. And we do shows at the Blandford Recreation Center, and we're doing one called Batman and Robin, and it's for the kids, and it's a real thriller.
Batman and Robin. Oh, God. Do you have...
But he's feeling his oats lately, and he's going with Ricky Bullion and Jubbles over to the UK in May, and they're going to do some shows over there. We did a Christmas show together last couple of years. We went to the States. We went to Washington, and just in time for dope to be legalized, so Randy went around with a buzz on that you wouldn't believe. But I'll tell you one thing, though.
What's that?
They're going. Ricky is still the biggest. Ricky's the stupidest man that ever lived. Let's just face the facts.
Right. Yes.
And Julian has sexy pheromones. The only difference between me and Julian is a couple of drinks. I just want you to know.
Well, we're glad to hear that you and Randy are still getting along and still together.
I've been having a little bit of health problems lately,
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
And Randy, you can't drink a lot of liquor and be 67 and still walk a straight line, even when you're well, I'm not very sober, but I mean, if I was sober, I'm not saying I'm drunk.
Right.
I know I'm not an alcoholic because I don't go to any meetings. But I'm 67 years old, and I can still get it up, get it in, get it off, and get it out in under 1 minute.
Oh, my God.
Oh, Lord.
Mr. Lahey, if you could, I mean, I know for the longest time you've been trying to, clean up the trailer park and everything like that. But who is the biggest problem in the trailer park? If you could just get rid of one person in the trailer park, who would it be?
Right now?
Yeah.
It'd be a Republican.
You having a lot of problems with the Republicans?
Yeah, Ray. You know Ray, Ricky's old man?
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's been living off the state for years and years, pretending to be crippled every time.
Yeah.
I exposed the little suck when he was in his wheelchair. 5 years he spent in the wheelchair. And what did he do with the money? What did he do with all the insurance money he got and the social assistance? He blew it on liquor and gambling. Now that, my friends, that's like I do spend a certain amount, like 70, maybe 60% of my discretionary income on the liquor of the gods. Don't forget, Jesus himself said you had to have the Spirit. So I consider myself to be a democratic Christian, whereas I'm a God-fearing. Listen, I'm not afraid. I'm not afraid of trying to bring peace and order to the world. And just like Obama, I'm trying to get rid of the guns.
Right.
If we can get the guns out of the park and get Cyrus off the cocaine so that he's not... Listen, I'm doing the best I can under...
Oh, my God. Holy shit. Mr. Lahey, you are the best trailer park supervisor that we know of, and it shows.
No, if you guys give me your address, I'll send you down the certificates, and you can put your names on them, and you can be recognized worldwide as Assistant Weekend Relief Trailer Park Supervisor.
I love it. Yes. That's like being deputized as a child here in the States. Wow.
Absolutely.
Wow.
Yeah, because I can tell that you guys embrace the feeling of spirit of community that is really important in the world.
Yes.
That we're not... Well, we look at our own circumstances, at our own place that we live, and we say, this is how it is. Now, what can I do to make things better? And you use your imagination. Like, I style myself after Wile E. Coyote because I keep getting stumbled, and it's hubris, my friends. It's pride. That's what it is. You think you're doing good, and then all of a sudden you get slapped down. It's cosmic irony, my friends. That's what it is. It's like you pick up a hitchhiker and do a good job, and 5 minutes later he's driving away in your car. It's not right.
Is there a certain alcohol that you try to stay away from? You know, some people they don't like to drink tequila because they say they get angry or they black out or anything like that. Is there alcohol that you try to stay away from, Mr. Lahey, or what?
Personally, I don't like beer. I mean, it's my third choice because it tastes the same on the way in as it does on the way out, boys. Let's face it. I mean, you can drink 20 beer and still not have a buzz.
Right?
You know it's true. It's more fun to pretend to be drunk than it is to be drunk, and that's what I figure beer drinkers are doing. Because, then they loosen up and they walk around, they stick their crotch out, and they go, hey, honey, take me back to your place, and I'll show you the best evening night you've had. It's true. And then the next morning they got to apologize for puking on her.
They're definitely faking. I mean, there's no way. How could you drink that stuff? It tastes horrible.
You can't get drunk on 4% beer. You can't get drunk on beer. You can't. Not a good one. Not a good buzz like 150 blackstrap molasses from Cuba. Oh, sorry, I didn't say Cuba.
We're in America. You can't say that. You can't say Cuba.
Yeah, I know. You guys are looking good, though. You got 2 states now that have got marijuana on the okay-to-do list. Now, I think that there's something to be said, boys, for making marijuana legal and then getting rid of personal income tax. Because 40% of the people smoke it.
Yeah, no.
So, Dickens, eh?
Yeah, you're right. They might as well make a little money on the side.
Yeah, and people, big money. People who smoke dope, they don't go out and run over little Jimmy Doolittle on his way home from church with his family. They stay home and eat Twinkies and get blowjobs. It's just like it's a different.
Oh my God! Unfortunately, we have 48 other states that it's still illegal in. But we're
I know. But soon as these states that have legalized it get out of hawk and get out of debt, the problem with the world, guys.
What?
Is they're talking about $800 billion they gave to Wall Street, right?
Right.
Well, why didn't they give it to them? They ripped the people off with the houses. Why didn't they give it to the people who had the houses? They could keep the houses and everything would be okay. And here's what's wrong with the world. They're telling us that Spain's got shortage and Italy's got shortage and Cyprus is shortage. You know why? If I want to build a house, it's stupid to tell me I can't build a house because there's not enough inches. That's what money is. It's controlled by the satraps of dishonesty, the greed merchants of the world. It's a shit shame, and we should have no more to do with it, my friends. We should look in our own communities, see what needs to be done, and pitch in and help us, and make it happen. And then you use your imagination, and, I wrote a poem the other day, and the last two lines is an iambic pentameter. It's a Shakespearean poem. And the last two-line couplet at the end goes like this.
Go ahead.
And if you think about it, you'll have to agree we are what we imagine ourselves to be. And it's true.
That was beautiful, Mr. Lahey.
Was.
Well, you can get the whole poem on John Dunsworth's YouTube channel. Check it out.
Wow.
John, how you can go in and out like that.
Yeah, that is amazing.
Well, the problem, boys, is that I don't even know who I
am. No, I mean, how you can just...
Because I don't drink.
Right.
I had a bottle of rum 2 Christmases ago, and it's still half there.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, if someone offers me a drink, I'll take it, but it's only to be polite.
Mm-hmm.
And I think alcohol is a waste of time and a waste of the next day. I like to get up at 6:30 in the morning, get out and move rocks and cut down trees and build stuff, paint stuff, fix things, write stuff. I'm writing a novel right now. It's very exciting. I even have a publisher.
Really? What's the novel about?
It's about an American who comes up to Nova Scotia.
Mm-hmm.
And he used to work for Homeland Security, and he worked in Guantanamo. And he knew because he had his own GSR capabilities, galvanic skin response, so he could tell who was lying and who wasn't. And that's why they hired him. And his report said that 75 out of the 143 people there were not guilty of anything. And he got in a fist fight with one of the superior officers, and they kicked him out. So he's gone back to his old job, which was a paranormal researcher, and he taught it at university. And he wrote novels, and his novels were really good, except his third one. When he was working at Guantanamo, he was writing his novel, and because he was so dispirited and so fucked over by the way that the ignorance and the brass and the torturers and everything, that he got very, very negative. So he doesn't believe that there's anything that's not explainable. Mm-hmm. And he's never been disproved. Whenever he goes out into the field to investigate a mystery, he always finds the cause. But he comes to Nova Scotia, and he comes to an abandoned hospital where there's been a murder, and things are different.
Wow.
Sounds very interesting.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Wow.
It's very exciting. I was writing it last night. My daughter Molly, did you guys see Hobo with the Shotgun?
Yes. I love that movie, yes.
Guess who played the daughter?
Really?
Guess who played the young prostitute? Abby.
Really? Okay.
My daughter, Molly Dunsworth.
Really?
Molly, my daughter.
I didn't know that.
And she's working with me. And my daughter, Sarah, plays Sarah on Trailer Park.
Right.
I have 4 kids, and every one of them are working on this movie. Jeff, my son, is doing stunts. Zoe did casting, because I have a casting agency, and she works in casting. Sarah is the head of wardrobe design and wardrobe mistress, and Molly was a day player. So isn't that unbelievable?
That
boys?
is. That's really neat to get them all involved like that. That's great.
Well, I didn't get them involved. I tried to talk them out of it.
No. I also saw, just about 43 minutes ago, they posted that Phil Collins and Sam are both confirmed for the movie, which is pretty neat.
Yeah, we shot with Phil Collins last week. I was calling him a fucking ass, excuse my language. I was calling him an asshole and stupid, and he was telling me, it was awful. Phil Collins is not only gross, he's stupid. And not only is he stupid, he's proud of it.
That's the worst.
That's what gets me. Proud of his stupidity.
Now, John, the book, are you going to be selling that on your website as well? Or is it?
I don't know. I do have a book that we published last year called The Dictionary, and we printed 1,000 copies and sold them online for $35 a pop, and sold them out in a couple of months without any advertising.
Oh, Jesus, that's great.
So people are clamoring for a second edition, and I've rewritten it. But my partner's real busy. He's got a big thing going right now. He's got a big IT company and 20 employees, and But as soon as he gets that under control, he's going to put out the second edition, and we're going to sell 1 million of them.
Wow. Oh, that's
There
really
you go.
neat.
I love to fire on all cylinders.
Yeah,
I love variety. Variety is the spice of life. It is also the hook in drama. If you can have, a lot of actors are one note, but actors who can change it up, those are the ones that are interesting to watch. And in life, it's the same thing. People who can change it up, they have really good lives. Like I find that if you are, a one-note pony, you might be satisfied, but you're not happy.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, you're hitting on all cylinders. And did you always want to be an entertainer when you were, a child, or when did this? Which is not a dream, it's reality, but when did you dream of, being an entertainer?
Well, I saw, when I was a kid, I saw plays and things at our local theater, and I never realized that I had any skill as an actor, even though as a child I used to direct everyone in the neighborhood and do little plays and stuff, but I didn't see that as any kind of profession. And it wasn't until I left home when I was 18 or 19 and went up to Toronto and then went back to university up there because I flunked out in Halifax. And I don't know why I went back. I think it was because my girlfriend at the time was, upwardly mobile family. And so it just seemed natural because at that time in the 60s, it was even more than, that you had to get a university education to be successful. So I went and studied philosophy and psychology and was doing really and playing cards in the card room. And then I took an elective course in drama. And within 2 years, I was playing Oscar Wilde, and I played Shylock in The Merchant of Venice, and I was bitten hard. And I came home to Nova Scotia in 1971, and I opened a theater called Pier 1 Theater on the waterfront, and it was very successful. And I decided right around 21 years old that I was going to be an actor for the rest of my life, whether I made money at it or not. I just loved it. It was the first thing that I ever did that I felt that I was getting approval. And I think I was always looking for approval because my dad was a psychiatrist and very kind of, he was old school. Mm-hmm. And I had 10 brothers and sisters. And so there was quite a competition for attention, and I was always very good at getting attention, not doing it on purpose, just being bad to the bone. I've got a couple of CDs out that I put out with stories. They're on the johndunsworth.com site. One of them is anyway. And I'm working on a third one now, but they're all true stories of how bad I used to be. And I was kind of a loose wheel all my life.
Were you
Even now I have a reputation. People phone my daughter Sarah and say, "Sarah, you better get your dad out of his car. He's driving around drunk." Well, she says, "Well, yeah, thank you very much. But I don't drink. I'm just being stupid, just like I always am." Somebody said to me, my chartered accountant said to me the other day, very serious man, he's a Jain from India, one of the upper caste. And he looked at me in the eye and he said, "Do you know what I like about you?" And I said, "What's that?" He said, "You say what you mean."
There you go.
It goes a long way. And you're doing something that you absolutely love, and that makes such a big difference in this world. to be able to go and do
I
things.
agree.
Yeah, it really does. I do. No, go ahead.
Mike Clattenburg, the director, yesterday, I told him I thought this was the best movie yet and everything. And he said, John, I have to thank you for being so positive all the time, because even though I might, sometimes I don't tell the truth. If someone has a big problem and stuff and I don't see a solution, I'm still going to be positive. I'm still going to tell them, that there is a way out of this, and this will be just a memory someday, and it'll make you stronger and that kind of stuff, which is, it's just, patronizing drivel, but it's it's true. If you can give people positivity, it makes life better.
Oh no, you're 100% right. Yeah, I mean, there's way too much negativity in the world as it is. So,
everything's
Are you
negative.
kidding? What's going on in your fair country?
It's crazy, isn't it? It really is.
Well, why do the people who have guns? That's why they win, because they have guns. The pacifists can't fight the guns.
True.
And when you go into the world and you use, there's hard power and there's soft power, and soft power is capability, but diplomacy. The total example of hard power is North Korea right now.
Mm-hmm.
What the heck is going on there? And the trouble is that those people really believe all that hype. They believe they're alone against a cruel world, just like a lot of. Well, we won't go there. However, I just think that for all the negativity in the world and for all the people that are obscurantists, there are so many possibilities for people to express themselves and to do things in their own community that are positive and wonderful.
Yeah, part of the problem is, like you said, it's people have this I don't know, old school kind of thought pattern. They can't break themselves out of this narrow-mindedness.
It's true. We are what we were taught.
Mm-hmm.
And there was a book written in the early 80s. I forget the guy's name. It was called The Dumbing Down of America. Here's the thing. If you can disenfranchise people, if you can get people turned off from politics, then a fringe group can take over.
Mm-hmm.
In Canada, we have a prime minister that got less than 35% of the popular vote. And he is a prime minister. He's as heavy-handed. He's a Bushite. He loved George Bush, and he's enacting a lot of his problems. He's as conservative as they come. And Canada is slipping in world opinion because it's withdrawing help to foreign countries for everything from birth control to women's rights. It ran for Security Council, and you know how many. Why are all the guys in the Security Council in the United Nations arms dealers?
Because it's a cycle, that. Come on,
shows you.
Oh yeah,
unbelievable.
Yeah, but when you're a God-fearing individual who doesn't think that we're in charge of our own destiny, that you have to carry out the whims and rules of something that you learned years ago, instead of looking at what's going on in the world and saying this would be good to do. Like, I remember I was national director for ACTRA, which is our local union. And I suggested that we give the producers something that they asked for. And the people on the council that I was with said, no, you can't give them anything. They'll just want more. That's so silly. You have to learn to compromise. You have to learn, not to deal with a big stick. You have to go in and say, let's be fair. And I think that rule about what is fair in the world is what's lost. Because people say, well, that might be fair, but that's not the way we do it. We own the... Anyway, I'm getting way off track.
No, that's all right. It's interesting. It really is.
It might be fair, but it's not the rules, though. It's not the rules that we play by this game. Is basically how it is. They have their rules.
What are the rules? Yeah, the rules are that everybody plays in the same game, and you can play for love or power or wealth, or you can play for all three of them. You can play for the whole kit and caboodle. But if you do, you're misguided.
Yeah. Wow.
You have to play for love.
And right there, John, I hate to end it, but we got to run. I thank you so much for coming on the show, John. We really appreciate it.
Thanks for letting me sound off. Tonight's my call is at 8:00 tonight. We're shooting night shoots now, and every day is wonderful. This weekend we're going to Ottawa to finish off the movie.
Wow. We cannot wait. I mean, maybe, hopefully, if everything works out, we can check in with you before the movie comes out. And we really appreciate you taking out the time, John. We really do. We're huge fans, and thank you so much, and good luck with everything, man. Thank you.
Randy and I will come down and do a show down there.
There you go. We need you. We need you more in America.
It's fun. Randy is the funniest guy in the world when he lets loose.
I can only imagine. John Dunworth, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for coming on the show. We appreciate it.
A pleasure. Thank you.
Bye-bye now, John. Thank you. Wow, there you go. John Dunsworth, a.k.a. Mr. Lahey. It is absolutely amazing how he can turn that on and off like that.
Yeah.
You're not kidding.
And he's a very smart guy, too.
Yeah.
Very smart.
No, that was very good.
All right, did you get emotional at any point when you were talking to him and he was Mr. Lahey? Did you feel like you were in the trailer park?
Yeah, no kidding. It's funny how he doesn't drink much too,
right?
And I love seeing that side of him too. You know, John Dunsworth, I mean, does a ton of movies, especially like you said with that sci-fi show. There's I didn't realize that.
I had no idea he was on that.
No, and that's been going on since 2010. You know, so listen, we got to take a super quick break. We're a little bit off time, but hey, that's all right.
Yeah,
right?
it'll work.
That's okay. Don't forget, still to come tonight. We got a lot going on. Nerd News is on the way real quick. Big Clay, what's coming up on Nerd News?
We're going to be talking about indestructible cell phones, time-traveling machines, and, of course, Veronica Mars. That and much more coming up in the Nerd News.
Awesome. As a matter of fact, we're going to do that next. This is the Creedence and Bishop Show.
Broadcasting live worldwide, cbradioshow.com.
And as a part of the CND Radio Network.